Same basic laddering strategy as before, but now with some variations.
Welcome to my new viewers. To my subscribers, welcome back. My name is Mike. This is my channel where I look at, review, and try different craps strategies. Thanks for joining.
Hey everybody, it's Mike. Welcome back to my channel. So my last video, I did a very basic laddering up with inside bets. And I used this table over here on the right. I started out at level 1, which was $10 inside or $44 inside. $10 bets on the 5 and 9, $12 on the 6 and 8. And if I roll a 7 out, I ladder up. When you start at level 1, you roll at that level until you hit a 7. You just continue to collect until you hit a 7 out, and then you ladder up to level 2. If you're at a level that's higher than level 1, again, if you rolled a 7, you would ladder up, but you would ladder back down depending on what level you were at. So if you were at level 2, you would need 2 hits at level 2 to then regress back down to level 1. If you're at level 3, you would need 3 hits before you regress down to level 2, and then another 2 hits to regress down to level 1. That was the basic laddering. The first variation that I'm going to play today is very, very simple. I'm going to start at level 3. Okay? I'm going to start at $40 inside, and I'll show you how that looks. Okay, it's $176 in play, level 3. If you look down here at the bottom chart, 176. It's $40 on the 5 and 9, $48 on the 6 and 8. Okay, if I get a hit at this level, any hit will pay $58. Okay, your odds at hitting are 50-50. If you look at the number of ways you can roll a 5, a 6, an 8, and a 9, it's 18 ways. There are 36 ways to roll total. And so 18 of those, or half of those, will be a hit. And there are 6 ways to roll the 7. Is that right? 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4, 4 and 3, 5 and 2, 6 and 1. 6 ways to roll the 7. So I'm not going to say you're favored, but it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to hit on your first roll and a better chance that you won't roll a 7. Now, that doesn't mean it won't roll, because it obviously it will, and it has done in the past. But let's go ahead and roll this out. This is the only variation to this strategy, and I'm going very basic here. We're just going to start at level 3. We get a hit, we win $58. We take everything down. We then go down to level 1, and we start with 44 inside. So we're now playing with your profits, and you play the same strategy as we did on the last video. So let's go ahead and roll. Let's see, I'm in turbo mode. Yes, I am. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. Okay, there's a 6. Did I say $58? It's $56, I believe. Let's change that to 56. Okay. So there's a $56 winner, so I'm going to take everything down. That's all I'm looking for on this variation. I just want to get off to a good start. I'm now going to play level 1, which is $10 inside for $44. Okay, there's a 12. So again, you have a 50-50 chance of rolling one of your numbers. So half the time you're going to hit, half the times you're not. So there's going to be quite a few times when you don't hit anything. So we just rolled 3 numbers and didn't hit anything. But there's a 9. So $10 on the 9 pays $14.50. Okay. Since we're at level 1 and we hit one time, we can't regress down. So we're just going to continue to collect. There's a 4. There's another 9. That pays $14.50. And again, we're at level 1. So we cannot regress down. We'll collect. There's a 5. Same thing. We're going to collect. Another 5 we're going to collect. and there's a 9. We're going to collect. So far we've hit 4 in a row. There's a 4. That's not going to help us. There's a 10. That's not going to help us. And there's the 7 out. We lose $44. So on the 7 out, we will go ahead and go up to level 2, which is 88 inside or 20 inside. So now the puck is off. We're going to follow the puck. So let's get a point. Okay, the point's a 9. Now let's go 20 across. Or I'm sorry, 20 inside. Okay, there's 20 inside for $88. We're at level 2. Let's go ahead and roll. There's a 12. That's no help. There's an 8. So that's the first hit at level 2. We need 2 hits at level 2 to regress back down to level 1. There's a 6. There's our second hit. So we take this down. We regress down to level 1, which is $10 inside. $44 total. And we roll. That's a 12. That doesn't help us. There's an 8. That's a hit. That's a $14 win. We'll rack that because we're at level 1. We can't go down anymore. There's another 8. We'll rack that. There's a 6. We'll rack that. So I can tell you what my next variation is going to be. Okay? The next variation, we're going to play this variation that we're playing now. And when we're at level 1 and we get a hit, we'll collect the first one, and then we're going to go ahead and press the next one. So that's the next variation. So we started off with a basic inside. First variation is to start at level 3 to try to get a quick hit, play with your profits, play that one for a while, and then the next variation, we will press and collect. So why don't we just go ahead and do that right now. So the next variation will be a press and collect. So I'm just going to put in here variation number 2. When, let's see, at level 1, play, collect, and press. Okay, that'll be variation number 2. So I'll highlight that, make it a little bit bigger and bold, and we'll call this variation number 1. Okay, so I think I've explained variation number 1 pretty well. Variation number 2, we've already got our 44 inside. So we are at level 1. We've hit 3 times, so why don't we go ahead and press? Okay, so what we should do is press the number that we hit. So here we hit the 6 for 14. We would go ahead and press the 6 up by 12 and collect $2. So we would go up by 12 on the 6. Not quite, yeah, it's a power press. We doubled it. And let's go ahead and roll. Okay, there's a 4. That's no help. There's an 11, no help. There's the 9. So we're going to collect. We're going to alternate. We press the last one. We're going to collect this one. The next hit will be a press. Okay, there's the point. The puck's back on. And we hit the point on the last number. So let's go ahead and roll. There's a 12. Again, if we hit, we're looking to press. There's an 8 that pays 14. So we're going to press the 8 up to 24. Okay. There's another 8 we're going to collect. One more hit we'll press. There's the 6. So the 6 is at 24, and we won 28. So we're going to press this up to 48. We're going to press it up another 24. Oops, excuse me. There you go. And we're going to collect the next one. And it's an 8, so we're going to collect that. So that's variation number 2. Press and collect. Okay? Now, if you're doing well, like we are, we've only rolled 1 7. If you're doing well, the next variation would be maybe, it's up to you, but maybe I would like to start on these outside numbers when I hit, take that number down and the winnings from it and push it over to the inside number, which we call building a tower. So if I would hit a 5 or a 9, let's see if we can do that. If we hit a 5 or a 9, looky there, there's a 9. We would take that $14 plus the 10, that's $24, okay? And we would push it over to the 8, so we'd take the 8 up another 24 or to 48, and we'd take this bet down. We're building a tower. Okay, there's the 8, we hit the tower. So if we're going to build on the 6 and 8, when you hit your tower, you then regress back down. So we would take this down, go back to 10 inside, which is 44. So I don't know if it's really a variation, but we could say can also build a tower on the 6 and 8. Okay, so we're at 32 rolls. We're up $365. We only rolled a 7 one time, so this is a pretty good variation if you're rolling points. If you're rolling 7s, you're going to be laddering up, chasing your loss on the 7. We didn't really have to show that in this video because we only rolled the 7 one time. But this isn't a bad strategy to play, especially if you're getting that long roll. And if you're at level 1 and you're just racking, collecting and collecting and collecting, you got to start thinking to yourself, if I could take some of those winnings and press those numbers up, if I keep hitting them, then you're going to win more. Okay, so of course you could 7 out and lose all of that, but that's the variation that I would like to follow. And then of course building the ladder is kind of just for fun, just to break the monotony, just start building on the inside. Maybe you want to take some of your winnings and add a bet on the 4 and or 10. That would be another variation. So once you've got a little bit of profit and you're hitting your inside numbers, go ahead and expand out, get your outside numbers added. Then you can start building your tower. So when the 4 or the 10 hits, press it over to the 9 or to the 5. If the 9 hits, press it over to the 8, leave the 9 open. In other words, take that bet down and your winnings, tower it over to the 8. Start towering to the inside. I think the thoughts on towering on the inside is that when the 6 and 8 will hit more frequently, and when they do, and you've got more money on that because you're towering money bets on that, you'll win more. And if you look at our roll distribution, the 8 rolled 7 times. So the 8 did very well for us. The 6 rolled 4 times, which was right about what they expected for 32 rolls. So that's our video for today. It's a variation of the laddering bets on the inside numbers and a couple different variations that you can start with. One, start larger and play with your profits. Okay, now if you hit a 7, if it's a 0.7 out on your very first roll, you're digging your way out of the hole. Okay, because you're at level 3. You would go up to level 4 and continue. Okay, so anyway, that's our strategy for today. I hope everyone had a good weekend. And as usual, thanks for watching.